You ever seen someone walk into a party they weren't invited to and then slap the host? That's exactly what Meghan Markle pulled at Kevin Costner's charity concert. A night that was supposed to honor first responders turned into the Meghan Markle show. This wasn't just a concert, this was the 805 Live event, a celebration of firefighters, paramedics, and the real heroes of Santa Barbara. Cowboy hats, barbecue, country music, good vibes only. No royal drama, no flashing paparazzi bulbs, just gratitude for the people who run toward danger when everyone else runs away. But when Meghan Markle and Prince Harry waltzed in uninvited, the spotlight shifted instantly, and it didn't shift back. What happened that night? The whispers of a slap, the desperate cling to Harry's hand, the photos that didn't match the PR spin, was more than just bad optics. It revealed a pattern, a mask slipping, and what started as an uninvited appearance could spiral into Meghan Markle's most damaging moment yet. But that wasn't the whole story. Because what Meghan did that night connects to a much larger trail of resignations, lawsuits, failed deals, and headlines carefully crafted to hide chaos behind the curtain. So let's rewind, let's unpack, and let's expose why Meghan Markle's behavior at Kevin Costner's charity concert might finally be the tipping point. Kevin Costner's 805 Live charity concert has always been simple: celebrate local heroes. Named after Santa Barbara's area code, it's not about fame or status. It's about firefighters and paramedics who save lives. It's small-town energy with big-time gratitude. But this year, that energy didn't last long. As attendees settled in for music, barbecue, and fellowship, Meghan Markle and Prince Harry arrived, uninvited, overdressed, and trailed by their own private photographer. There was no Archewell sponsorship, no Royal Foundation check, no donation. Meghan and Harry brought nothing but themselves, and a vibe that clashed with the entire event. Everyone else looked relaxed, in cowboy hats and boots. Meghan Markle and Harry looked like they were heading to a somber press conference, stiff and out of place. This wasn't a simple appearance. It was an entrance designed for optics, and everyone in the room felt it. According to eyewitnesses, a young woman working the event approached Meghan Markle before the show began. Her job? Politely let Meghan know she wasn't scheduled to speak on stage. A routine, respectful note. After all, Meghan Markle wasn't even invited to the event, let alone booked to perform. Meghan smiled, nodded, and assured the staffer she had no plans to speak. But when the woman turned to continue her duties, Meghan allegedly struck her. Not an accidental bump, not a playful pat. A calculated handbag-swapping slap that left onlookers stunned. The room froze. Who slaps a charity worker at a concert for firefighters? Meghan Markle, apparently. And Prince Harry? He didn't intervene. He didn't step between Meghan and the staffer. He simply placed a hand on Meghan's back, a mix of embarrassment and submission, as if trying to calm her without daring to stop her. Meghan in turn gripped his hand tightly like a guilty child clinging to a parent after crossing the line. It was a moment that told the truth. Meghan Markle knew she had gone too far. For critics, this wasn't shocking. It was confirmation. Meghan Markle has long been accused of treating staff harshly, of demanding absolute loyalty, and of punishing those who set boundaries. Royal aides in the UK resigned in waves, whispering about aggression and hostility. Even in California, Archewell staff reportedly cycle in and out like it's a revolving door. One former staffer compared the job to working in a haunted house. You never knew when Meghan's smile would shift into an outburst. Others hinted at manipulation and emotional games behind closed doors. So when Meghan Markle allegedly slapped a young staffer at Kevin Costner's event, the reaction wasn't shock, it was recognition. This wasn't new behavior. This was the same Meghan, just caught in public this time. But what Meghan Markle does in public is only half the story. What happens after is the real performance. Within hours, glowing coverage appeared in People magazine. Meghan wasn't painted as an aggressor. Instead, she was described as a supportive wife, standing by Harry as he honored first responders. The slap vanished from the narrative. The awkward cling to Harry's arm was rebranded as a sweet hug. Photos reinforced the spin, carefully framed shots that cropped out Meghan's constant grip, edited angles that made it look like she stood off stage. But attendees told a different story. Meghan Markle wasn't quietly watching. She was glued to Harry's side, controlling every move, making sure the cameras caught her. And it wasn't coincidence. Meghan Markle brought her own photographer Clint Brewer to document the evening, not for Kevin Costner's charity, not for the firefighters, but for her brand. This is Meghan's pattern: cause the chaos, then control the narrative. The saddest part? Meghan Markle's antics erased the very purpose of the night. This was supposed to be about firefighters, paramedics, and first responders who risked their lives. But the headlines weren't about them. They were about Meghan Markle. Even Kevin Costner himself, a man whose own personal life often draws tabloid attention, was sidelined. Reports about him dating a woman resembling his ex-wife should have been the gossip of the evening. Instead, even that story was buried beneath Meghan Markle's alleged slap and desperate grasp for attention. The cause was forgotten. The heroes were forgotten. Meghan Markle stole the stage, the spotlight, and the story. And here's where it gets dangerous for Meghan Markle. When you physically confront someone in public, the risk goes beyond bad press. Legal action becomes possible. NDAs that once silenced staff don't cover physical incidents. If even one person involved decides to step forward, Meghan could face lawsuits. And lawsuits invite discovery, meaning staff past and present could be called to testify. That's Meghan Markle's nightmare. Because behind the carefully curated PR, there are too many whispers, too many former aides who describe life with Meghan as toxic, manipulative, even hostile. If one cracks, others might follow. And a pattern this consistent is hard to dismiss in court. But Meghan isn't without a strategy. Every controversy, every backlash, is met with the same moves. Play the victim. Leak stories that she was misunderstood, mistreated, or misrepresented. Invoke the royal family. Every puff piece somehow ties her actions back to reconciliation with King Charles or tea with William. Control the imagery. Hire photographers, crop photos, stage moments. That's why even the Kevin Costner concert, a barbecue fundraiser, was spun into a story about Meghan Markle's supposed grace. But people are catching on. For every glowing headline, thousands of comments rip apart the inconsistencies. Viewers freeze-frame videos, compare angles, and expose the gap between spin and reality. The mask is slipping, and no PR playbook can fully cover what people see with their own eyes. And what about Prince Harry? The man who once had global sympathy, who spoke out against royal tradition, who embodied resilience after Diana's death, now reduced to Meghan Markle's silent shadow. At the Kevin Costner concert, Harry didn't speak up. He didn't intervene when Meghan allegedly slapped a staffer. He didn't redirect attention back to the firefighters. He simply stood beside Meghan, let her cling, and played the role of supportive prop. His own projects reflect the same shift. His new Diana documentary, critics argue, feels less like healing and more like exploitation. Instead of finding his voice, Harry seems to be borrowing Meghan Markle's playbook, framing himself as the eternal victim while cashing in on trauma. And audiences are noticing. Sympathy is waning, concern is rising, and Harry's silence speaks louder than any words. From Spotify to Netflix, from royal staff to California aides, from Oprah to the Kevin Costner concert, Meghan Markle leaves the same trail. Chaos followed by spin. Spotify executives called her grifters after she failed to deliver on her podcast deal. Netflix deals that began with promise now feel shaky as her brand fades. Royal staff resigned in waves, citing mistreatment. Family relations remain fractured, with reconciliation more a PR line than reality. The Kevin Costner concert wasn't an isolated meltdown. It was another chapter in the same story, Meghan Markle turning the spotlight onto herself at the expense of everyone else. And this time, the cost could be higher than ever. So what does this all mean? It means Meghan Markle isn't misunderstood. She isn't silenced. She is deliberate, calculated. Every appearance, every headline, every staged photograph, part of a narrative she tries to write in real time. But no matter how carefully you script, reality has a way of breaking through. And at Kevin Costner's charity concert, reality won. The mask slipped. The aggression, the desperation, the obsession with control, it was all there for the world to see. Now the question isn't whether Meghan Markle will face backlash. It's how far it will go. Will staffers step forward? Will lawsuits follow? Will Harry continue to fade into the background as Meghan's chaos grows louder? One thing's certain, Meghan Markle's grip on her image is slipping. And this time, she may not be able to claw it back. Because in the end, the night was supposed to honor firefighters. Instead, it exposed a fire Meghan Markle may not be able to put out.